Hey guys, and welcome in today's newsroom where we are going to be discussing the new release for the NVIDIA graphics cards. These are the 40 Supers. Basically, they are going to be discontinuing the 4070 and as well the 4080. That's because they're going to be replaced by something better with less money involved. So they're going to be asking us for less money overall. And that's something that I think NVIDIA hasn't done in a long time. So bravo to you, not NVIDIA. AMD, because competition is the driver behind all of this, and I pretty much like to thank AMD for being a thorn in NVIDIA's behind, making them finally do the right thing and taking a step into the right direction. Alright, so moving on here, we have the 40 Super Series that are going to be launching, of course, starting this January. To start things off, we are going to be having, introducing the new 4080 Super, 4070 Ti Super, and 4070 Super graphics cards launching, of course, this January. The interesting point I think to make first of all is the pricing. So as you can see here, we have the 4070 Super that's launching on the 17th of January for a starting price of $599. So that I think is going to be obviously the price that is going to be asked between NVIDIA and their official retail partners. I would have loved to think and see that end consumers actually can get this card for this money. But I doubt it. I mean, maybe a very little percentage out of you, all of us, maybe out there, is going to get it for that money. But either way, you get a jump off point and you get to see what is the starting price. And just like until now, at least you know the starting point for this graphics card. And overall, I think that is a fair price given what you get with this 4070 Super. It boosts 20% more CUDA cores, as it says right here, and overall it says that it's 1.5 times faster with DLSS 3 when compared to the 3090. The 3090 doesn't have DLSS 3. This is a feature only for the 40 series graphics card, so I'm not really sure what that's in there for. But anyway, I digress. Alright, so I think that we should move on and cover now the differences between the 4070 Super and the actual 4070. The previous generation of the 4070, or the one that they are actually going to be replacing. So yeah, let's talk about that. Of course, they are comparing the 4070 Super here with the 3070, 2070, and what you get in terms of, what you used to have and what you have right now. But I would pretty much like to see a comparison between what this is going to be replacing on the OG 4070, as you would call it. Right, so let's compare the, new and improved spec sheet of the 4070 Super to the OG 4070. That's because, NVIDIA doesn't really do that on their website here. So let's just quickly go over all of the product stacks right now. First of all, I do think they have a feature here by telling us the price or the release price for this one. Launch price $599. Okay, so release date 12th of April 2023 for $599. Basically, that's the same price that this one is going to be released at as well, because $599. There we go. 4070 Super, $599. Go back to the table here, and of course GPU-Z. $599, released in April of 2023. So basically they're gonna keep to the same price of their OG release, and that's pretty nice to see in today's economy that they're not actually increasing the price, and they're actually gonna give us something more for this new super graphics cards in compared to the OG one. Just going over the specs here, the RT cores available, we have 3rd generation 82 RT flops right here. Let's see how many does the OG one had. So we had RT flops, there we go, 46. So we're basically getting double the RT cores for the new super graphics cards in compared to the OG one, which is actually very nice to see. All right, what about the Tensor cores? 568 right here. Wow, that's a big increase right there. And we only had 184 Tensor cores available on the OG side. So that's a pretty big upgrade there. We have, basically the same 12 gigabytes of GDDR6X memory. I think I was right there. Yeah, 12 gigabyte GDDR6X on a memory bus of 192. Does it say here? No, it doesn't say the memory bus available for it. But anyway, these are basically details that we're going to get to see more in depth once the cards actually release. The subsystem menu, now that should be the memory for the subsystem. That should be a pretty big one. 36 megabytes of L2 cache. Let's see the L2 cache here. Okay, L2 cache, 36 megabytes. So it's more or less the same. All right, nothing to write home about that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So you're getting more Tensor cores, a lot more Tensor cores, probably 4.5 times more Tensor cores on the new stuff, and almost 2 times more RT cores available for the 4070 Super for the same price, and that's pretty nice to see. All right, so let's now compare the 4070 Ti Super with its counterpart, or I should say the OG part, based on right here on GPU Z. $799, so that is the original launch price as well. That was on January 3rd, 2023, so this is around 1 year later. And let's see what you get more in comparison with the, well, I should say the OG release. RT cores, once again, let's try and find the RT cores here and see how many you had of those. RT cores, 60. Now we have 102. So more or less same situation like with the 4070 Super. You're not there yet, but anyway, getting close to double the amount of RT cores for this new graphics card, which is something nice to see. What else? The Tensor cores, you get 240 here, and you get 706 Tensor cores right there. That's absolutely amazing. It's not 5 times difference, but anyway, it's around 3.5 times more Tensor cores on the 4070 Super, Ti Super, and that's really nice to see in comparison to the 4070 and the 4070 OG. So they're kind of keeping true to the same proportions right here. What about the VRAM available for it? You have 16 gigabytes of GDDR6X memory, and this one only had 12 gigabytes. So that's really nice to see. I would think that overall this makes a more financial sense to buy the 4070 Ti Super. That's because you're also getting 4 gigabytes of extra memory in there, while with the 4070 Super you're not getting extra memory in compared to the OG version. But this is really nice to see. I mean, not to mention that 16 gigabytes in today's times, I think it's more than adequate and enough for all of your gaming needs and probably some productivity needs as well. And it's definitely going to keep you covered for the upcoming years, especially with AAA titles. You shouldn't have any sort of problem with this amount of VRAM on hand. So now moving forward and comparing the 4080 Super, which they mention is 2 times faster than the RTX 3080 Ti. I'm a bit puzzled by this. Please, if you know, leave me the answer down below. I always do my best and go through all the comments. Why do you think NVIDIA actually compares to the previous generation and they don't actually do a apples to apples comparison where they're going to show you the new king basically stepping up and taking the place of the old king? So, you know, just compare the 4070 Super with the 4070 OG, because that would make more sense to see, you know, more apples to apples, what you're losing, what you're getting, and, you know, it's a more fair price point or match point, if you ask me. But anyway, I digress. Let's go on ahead and see. This is going to launch at the end of January 31st here with an asking price of $999. So $1,000. Okay, they're asking $1,000 for this card. And let's just go over to the graph here. Let's open up trusty GPU Z and see the pricing. Okay, there you go. So this was launched at $1,200. All right, release date September 20th, 2022. Yes, so this is a nice thing. I'm not sure why this isn't into their presentation. I mean, it seems like a big talking point. Anyway, the idea is that for $200 less, you're getting the new card today than you did with the same generation just 1 year prior, if that makes sense. Let's see if we're getting anything extra for the amount of money, or it's just, you know, dust in our eyes. Right, 4080 Super here. Let's see, the RT cores. Oh, by the way, the RT cores and Tensor cores are all the same across the board for all the 4070s and the 4080s as well. So when we're talking about the RT cores, they're all 3rd gen on the new stuff and the old stuff, and Tensor cores, the same 4th gen on the new stuff and the, well, quote, old stuff. So moving past that, I mean, I can actually show you this because there we go. Ray tracing cores, 3rd generation, ray tracing 3rd generation, Tensor cores 4th gen, Tensor core 4th gen. Yes, so it's basically, you know, the same generation of Tensor cores and RT cores on both the 4080 and the 4070. Let's see now how many RT cores we're getting with this one. RT cores, okay, so we used to have 76 and now we have 121. Okay. It's not 2 times more, but anyway, it's in the area of 2 times more cores, or I should say 1.5 times more quick, you know, math here in brain. So anyway, we're getting more RT cores than we did with the OG version, with basically less money on the table. That's pretty nice to see. What about Tensor cores? 836, Tensor cores 304. Okay. So basically we're getting 2.5 times more Tensor cores on the new 4080 Super than we did with the 4080 OG. That's nice to see because, well, the price point is $200 less on the release date for the MSRP. That's nice. That's very good, NVIDIA. That's actually nice. It's good. It's extra performance on the table for less money. That's a business model for you right there, isn't it? Right, what about the RAM? The RAM seems to be the same. 16 gigabytes of GDDR6X memory. I think that this one had the same. Right, 16 gigabytes, there we go. Was it GDDR6X? I'm pretty sure it was. GDDR6X memory, where is it? Yeah, there we go. So 16 gigabytes of GDDR6X, 256 bits. Anyway, we're getting the same amount of RAM onto this GPU as is. I mean, for the delta of $200 less asking point, I would have not expected them to actually increase the RAM as well. You are getting more RT cores and Tensor cores for the super graphics cards, and that's pretty nice to see, alongside with the price decrease. Now, that's something unheard of from NVIDIA for a very long time. Right, so this is what's happening right now in January with NVIDIA, and what I do suspect is going to be happening is basically all the retailers out there are probably going to be looking in ways to just get rid of the old stock, and that means discounts for us. So if you're looking for a discount for the OG version of the same cards, probably it's good to just wait it out until February or March, until probably it's going to be reaching a critical point. And I'm hoping that all this new stuff is going to make its way through more and more stores, and the stores are just going to be trying to get rid of the old stocks, and they have to increasingly make better and better offers so that they can get it out at a better deal. Because right now it's a no-brainer. Why would you buy the old stuff for the same money that you can buy the new stuff if you just wait it out for a few months? Thank you guys a ton for watching. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and comments down in the box below. I always go and read through all of your comments, and see you guys in the next one. Stay awesome and peace out.